to change the background of this picture, the first thing I want to do is to color grade it on Capture One. And then I've already edited the picture before, and as you can see, there is logo there. But when I get Photoshop, I'm going to like remove the logo. So to do this, I'm going to pop the shadow a bit and reduce. Let me leave the highlights. So I'll come to this particular selection. I have subject, I have background, and I have people. It should be on like latest Capture One to use this picture. So I'm going to open the people. You see body skin and face skin. The two must be checked because I only want to like color grade the skin, and I'll click on create marks, right? Then when the marks is created, it's actually going to take time to like identify where the skin is. I think it's done like this. So I will just scroll down. I'll pop the shadow a bit and I will reduce the highlights. All right, and what I'm doing is only going to affect the skin. Okay, so let me prove it. Look at the exposure. Can you see it's only the skin? No, that's weird. Let me undo it. So I'm just going to scroll down to colors. I'm just scroll down to color editor, and I'll come to skin tone. So while this is on, I'm going to like click on one nice place on our skin. I think this place work. Right, so the first thing I'll do is I'll come to uniformity. You see amount and you see uniformity, smoothness can increase it more. Then I will come to this uniformity and I will increase the saturation of the uniformity. Right, I want the picture itself, the skin itself, to actually have the colors to match. Okay, the same color. Then after that, I'll come to the saturation and I'll be increasing it gradually until I am okay. All right, now as you can see, the skin is looking yellowish, so I will just reduce this. All right, so I think I'm okay. Let's look at the before and the after, before and the after, before and the after. Okay, so I will increase the highlight a bit because I see it's looking kind of like losing contrast. Okay, here's the before and here's the after, before and the after. All right, so now that I'm done, what I will do is I will go to Photoshop and change the background like I said. And to do that, I'll go to image, edit with Photoshop. Any more Photoshop you are using, just click it, and then you can copy settings we have here. You can use 16 or 8 bits, and then let me use 8 bits so that it's going to move faster. And I'll click edit variants. All right, then after doing that, all I'm going to do is wait for it to open up in Photoshop. All right, now it has opened up in Photoshop, and I'm just going to make it to fit the screen. The first thing I'll do is to duplicate the layer with Ctrl or Command J. All right, and I will remove that logo. Okay, I'm going to remove the logo, and to do that, I'll go to patch tool. I think that's the quickest way of doing it, and I'll cycle it and then remove it, deselect. All right, so now the next thing is to import my background in. Now if you check the link in the description, you will see the link to download this background I'm using, and more other backgrounds. So let me go here, and here is the background I like to use, something unconventional, and it is high quality, and I'll import it in. All right, I drop it on the picture. I think it's supposed to show first in camera raw. I'll hit enter, and it's going to like show on the picture. Now the way you place this background is very, very important. Okay, but for this tutorial, I'm going to place it in a way that it looks like she's actually there. All right, so if someone is standing in this kind of place, I think what is going to be like is like this. All right, it's going to be like this. If someone is actually standing here, it should. If you look at the perspective well, let's bring it down a bit. Let me expand it. Okay, yeah, I think that works. Then I'll hit enter. Okay, now here is where it gets juicy. All right, so this particular background that I imported in, I will left click on it on this layer, and I will rasterize it. Just click rasterize layer. Okay, so I'm going to like blur this background. All right, because ideally if she's standing here and it's that far, it should be blur, not just blur like adding depth of field. And to do that, I'm going to go to filter, blur gallery, and I'll go to slit shift. Now if you hit shift to take you somewhere like this and give you something like this. All right, the first thing you do is increase the blur radius. Okay, I think that's okay, 45 pixel. Then I will drag it down at this center. You hold this center and you drag it down. All right, then now you feather it. When you want to feather it, you come, it's going to do live update. You come up here and then you drag it out. Okay, you drag it out, you drag it up. So what it's going to do is like feather the blur. As you can see, this top part is extremely blur, not extremely, but it's really blur, and this part is sharp. Let me put it down a bit because I want the chair side to be blur also a little. All right, now I think I'm okay. As you can see, it has blurred the upper side, and this part side is a bit sharp, and of course it's looking like a real depth of field. What I'll do is just hit on OK right here, and we wait for it to load up, and it's going to take time to add the blur depending on how fast your computer is, but it shouldn't take that much time, right? All right, so now it has blurred the background for us. Okay, so the next thing is I will turn off this layer and I'll go back to the layer where she is, like where the picture is. So I'm going to like select background. Okay, and to do that I'll be using online selection. You can use offline. When you come to this selection, depends on the kind of Photoshop you are using, your the version or the year of Photoshop you are using. But if you are using 2024 and above, if you come to this selection option right here, you should see select subject, and you can open it and click on cloud or device. So for better detail you can use cloud. Okay, so I'm going to use cloud and I'll click. You can use device too, it's pretty good, but so that the selection will be perfect, I'll use cloud and I'll click on select subject. All right, it has selected the subject out for me. So as you can see, you're looking good. So I'm going to come to this background layer. I will turn it on, and I'm going to hold my Alt or Option key, and I'll come to this layer mask icon here, and I'll click it. Okay, now it has crop it out of the background. As you can see, it's not looking so good, but just stay with me, we are going to fix everything. Then the next thing I'm going to do is this background, I'm going to change the blending mode to multiply. All right, if you can see normal, you see multiply is looking kind of blending up with the background, that multiply. Let's see normal. Let's see multiply. Now as you can see, the picture is looking a bit different from the background. All right, as you can see, this background look unexposed and picture look a lot exposed. All right, so now the first thing we want to fix are these hollows. All right, as you can see, when you zoom out you can see some white here, but when you zoom in you can't see them again. And to fix that, I'm going to come to this guy right here. They call it the smoked 2. all right, or whatever, however you want to pronounce it, just this 2. Anyway pronounce it's going to work. The pronunciation doesn't matter. Okay, and I'll zoom it in, and then without smoke 2, I'm just going to like while you're on this layer mask, you are going to like, as you can see, it is going to like stylishly shift the maxing. Okay, now you don't want that because this is actually too much, so I'm going to undo it. All right, so I'm just going to like shift it in a bit. It's just to deal with the edges that are not so perfect. All right, now these two consume graphics, that's too much. Now you can either use this or you use brush. All right, so I think it's actually doing extreme here. All right, but let's see how it can work. You have to be careful, just use it little by little. I mean, if it's too much it just gets messed up. All right, so I think I'm good for that. So yeah, it's looking too much. I can push it out back. What you have to do is push it in and out. Okay, and then there are no wrong or right way, just play around with it. All right, and if you know how to use this tool very well, you can fast forward the video to the next part. So as for this place also, there are some holes in there which need to be fixed. I think that's too much. Now if you zoom it in well, you see everything clearly. All right, so it allows you to, like, fix it perfectly. All right, so I think we are good. Now for this air that is not really blending well with the background, by the time we color grade, it will like give it the same, to have the same color feel. All right, so the next thing I want to do right now is to color grade the picture, and I want to grade it in a way that the picture and the background actually match. Okay, so let me go to color map. This will like help me blend the background and the picture. All right, gradient, I said color map, gradient map, sorry. And then I'm going to open it right here. I'll scroll down, I'll go to this neutral. It's looking weird, don't worry, we'll make it look good now. I'll change the blending mode for these two soft lights, right? And I'll reduce the opacity to 50. Okay, now that's looking too much, so I'll go back to the gradient. I'll click on it. Then for this side, let me drag it here. For this side that is looking here, because the lady is she's a brown skin person, not that dark, just brown. I want to like make the picture and the background to have the same color feel. So I'll open it right here and I will play around with this until I get something that I like. Okay, that's too exposed. All right, and I'll wait. Okay, now as you can see, the jacket, the blazers is blue, although the blue is not that much of a blue, and we have black hair, we have all other colors, but using this color map on it actually give all the whole picture one single color feel. So I hit OK. Now this gradient map, I'll reduce the opacity significant. Let's do 20. Let me see if it's enough. Here's the before and here's the after. All right, can you see it gives it, let's do 25 so that it's more obvious before and after. As you can see, it gives everything, like making the color like match. Okay, so the next thing I want to do on the color grading is levels, and I'll come to this adjustment layer icons. I go to levels and I'll pick the defaults and I'll pick it to like contrast 2. Is this too much? Let me take it to 1. I think one is okay. Then I'll come to this RGB right here. I'll go to red and I will increase this. Okay, right. Then next I'm going to go to selective color. Right, when I open selective color, for this white I'm going to add cyan and remove yellow. Then for the blacks, I'm going to add more blacks and a little bit cyan on the black. Okay, so I think I am good for this. Let's see the overall before and the after. The idea is just to make her seem like she's actually on that background, and to do that there are many processes that we have to use. Now if you see the hair not looking so so good, blending with the background, you can come back to your background and pick brush. Let's put it on 2, flow on 2, opacity 100. Then you brush on the edges like this, just on the edges. All right, and then other places you can brush on the edges so that it's going to blend with the background. Okay, not too much anyway, just a little, so that it will blend a little with the background. All right, so you just play around it until you get what works for you. Right, now let us group the color grading. Ctrl G, and then check the before and the after. As you can see, the color grading did a lot of job in blending the picture. Let's see the overall before and the after. All right guys, so that is how you change the background of a picture on Photoshop. If you are here for the first time, remember to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, remember to give the video a thumbs up so that more other people are going to see it. And with that being said and done, I am going to see you in the next video. Bye.